Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. You know, if you listen to the news, you hear all this negative energy in media and so forth, and maybe I'm just a quirky guy, but I feel that there's more good in this world than there's bad out there.
Yes,
I feel
sir.
that we have much more in common than differences and so forth, and I feel that this building is a microcosm of that. Just take a look around here. You know, all of you are here to support our nonprofit, so I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm honored, and I feel blessed to be a part of this. And I want to thank our sponsors here. If we could pull up the slide real quick. Could not do this without our sponsors, and hopefully we'll get them there. So we've got the Campbell Foundation. Let's hear for the Campbell Foundation. We have the Malice Church. Thank you. And then we have the sophomore sponsors, quite a few. We have Geffen Mesher. Let's hear for Geffen Mesher. Pacific West Bank. Sales Acceleration, Don Lee. Thank you. Tonkin Court, Max Miller, thank you. We've got Mark Childs, who's also with Capacity Commercial. Thank you, Mark. We have the Home Family. Thank you, Home Family. The Teeny family, they're not here, but let's hear from the Teeny family. Great supporters. We have Birch Community Center. Some of the Birch Scouts were helping with registration. Let's hear from Birch. And by the way, we've got some champagne and wine to take home with you. This thanks to Birch too, all right? Free for you guys. All right. Good coffee. Thank you for good coffee. Mr. Ryan Hawkins from Cinder Staffing. Thank you. Red Sea Church. Thank you. Stoller Wine. All the wine that you have here from Stoller. Thank you. Journey Church. Thank you. And Storage to you. Thank you again. All right. Thank you so much. We could not do this without you and so forth. My mentoring journey actually started when I was 24. Right out of college, I graduated, and I felt privileged because my parents paid for my degree, and I was first generation born here, didn't speak English till I was about 5, but I wanted to reach out to somebody and just make a difference. So I was matched with a young boy, big brothers and sisters. His name is Freddie. And how many mentors do we have here? The mentors and mentees, stand up real quick. All right, let's hear for the mentors and mentees. All right. You guys are the heart and soul of our program. All right, you can sit down. And this will resonate with the mentors. So when I signed up as a big brother, as a mentor, it was a one-way street. I just wanted to give. I just wanted to connect and help a kid in need and so forth. And little did I know, I get emotional when I was doing this because it's been 36 years that I've been together with my little brother, Freddie. I was 24, he was 14. I'm now 60, you can tell by the gray hairs, all right? And he's 50 years old, and he has 5 kids, he has his own business, and we still connect and communicate and so forth. And I had no idea the love, just how good I was gonna feel about myself, just being there and giving back and so forth. And it's like an adrenaline rush, you know, so if you guys aren't mentors, I'm telling you, it's like crack, guys. It's awesome. The best part of my week was Wednesdays with Freddie. We'd go to Fuddruckers because I was a broken college grad, and kids eat free on Wednesday, so I take them there. And we just built this beautiful relationship and so forth. Mentoring is just in my heart. I feel so blessed and honored that I get to spend the second half of my career just spending all of my time making a difference and helping kids and so forth. So a little bit about Faithful Friends. I know a lot of you know about us, but just to keep it quick and simple, we were started by Duncan Campbell, and he started Friends of the Children. He also owns a children's course at First Tee, and Faithful Friends was started about 11 years ago and so forth. And one of the things that's unique about Faithful Friends is we focus on kids between the ages of 6 and 9. Now, why do we do that? Because we feel, you know, when I was connected with Freddie, he was 14, all right? And there's some things I could change and adjust and help, but sometimes it's kind of hard with a 14-year-old. But we're starting with a nice foundation and a piece of clay that we can help mold and really influence with that power and love of God, if you will. So by doing that, we can make a huge, huge difference. And then the other thing that's really unique about our program, and I love it, I say it's our secret sauce, is that we're 501c3, we're not a faith-based nonprofit, but our volunteers, our mentors come from the faith-based community. So we have a lot of churches that are partners that are here today. They've been with us for many years. Some are new, some are kicking the tires and so forth. And what I feel, and I can say this as a mentor, I can say this because I've met a lot of our mentors, I talk to our staff, that the main difference when I became a mentor, it was more about giving back and making a difference. Where here, it's a calling, it really is. And one stat I'll share with you, 71% of our matches, when we match a mentor and a mentee that first year, stay together. And that's an incredible batting average. It's much better than many nonprofits out there. And a lot of that's because of the staff that we have, the resources we have, the partners that we have, and the love of Christ too. It makes a big, big difference. So where are we headed now? You know, I'm very excited. I've only been here for 7 months, so I'm still drinking from the fire hose, but excited about some new initiatives that we're doing. We're doing more on the grants side, but we're being much more strategic and methodical about doing that and trying to improve our batting average. We also have this exciting corporate program. I'm going to share that towards the end of the program. And Alicia and Keith, you guys here? We're going to show a video on a hard hat tour, something really cool that we're doing. Also, one of the biggest challenges that we have as a mentoring organization, and it's not just Faithful Friends, it's Friends of the Children, Big Brothers and Sisters, Boys and Girls Club. I know folks in all these organizations, and we all struggle with finding mentors. That's the biggest challenge. And if we want to get even more granular, it's finding mentors who are men and of color. That's a big challenge there. There's a huge need for all the organizations there and so forth. So one of the things that we're doing, those that know me, I know I'm a car guy, so we started this event last summer called Motoring for Mentors, where we bring together basically a bunch of cool car guys and have a lot of fun and so forth and raise awareness about mentoring and so forth. But since I was in the business world for 30 years, one of the things when I was on boards of nonprofits and so forth, I saw these fiefdoms, you know, where a lot of times there were these silos and these nonprofits just really didn't collaborate and work together. So in that spirit, with the event that we did back in September, we partnered with one of our church partners, Park Lane Church. We had this great car meet, and we invited the Friends of the Children kids and also the Campbell Course kids. We had some other nonprofit partners that are there. And to me, it's all about, you know, building a longer table, if you will. You know, let's be there to support all the different organizations. So you'll hear about this. We'll have them in May, June, July, August, and September. A lot of fun. We have one of our mentors who has a fire truck. The kids get to ride in it. My son has two 18-wheelers and let the kids climb in it. Hot Wheels tracks, but it's more about, again, raising awareness. So that's one of the things that you can help us with, you know, and if you don't have the time or the capacity to be a mentor, you're going to see this beautiful video in a second that tells a story, and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be there and be present, and that's the main difference, because in our program, I mentioned we work with kids between 6 and 9. We have about 75 matches right now, and we want to grow that number. But basically, all we ask is that a mentor meet with a kid. You're going to hear this from me till I die on my grave. The number 1% of your time, which is 1 hour, is all that it takes to be there for a kid. And if you do that consistently, week after week after week, it transforms the kids, and it makes a huge difference. And when you look at there's a lot of reports out there that show that if you don't do this, the cost of high school dropout, early teen pregnancy, incarceration, we can go on through the list and so forth. It just changes the whole path, if you will, and so forth. So being there early on, being there consistently, makes a huge difference. So, a little bit about the video you're going to watch here. I'm not going to talk a whole lot, but we have a mentor-mentee match. We have Rachel and Viana, and they've been together almost as long as we have, for 11 years. And it's a beautiful story. So I'm going to keep quiet and let the video do the talking, and then I'll come back in a second. Thank you.
I was always a quiet kid, kind of like back in the class, just like top of the class, but just by myself, really. So my mom wanted me to have an avenue where I could actually push myself, and like being with another adult, be with someone supportive that could do fun stuff and be like, oh yeah, like take me out places and stuff like that. Like take me away from home, take me away from school. Having the avenue to kind of have a good connection with somebody.
My name is Rachel Price. I hadn't thought about mentoring so much, but I saw this documentary, and it was kind of all about how specifically girls were just still falling behind, like societally. And that really just broke my heart. And I thought, what could I do to be a supportive presence? I knew that I wanted to be a part of a solution. And then the mentoring piece kind of fell into place when I heard about Faithful Friends. So the first 6 months, they were actually pretty hard because she was very shy. She mostly didn't talk at all. A couple months in, even if she didn't talk at all, I would drop her off at her house and I would give her a hug, and she'd give me a hug, and she just wouldn't let go. So she hadn't said anything for 2 hours, but then she wouldn't let me go. She started to open up more and more. I started to see some confidence start to come through. She started going to St. Andrews, which we had talked about, and I kind of encouraged her to go for it. And that really helped too. So I saw her confidence continue to grow, started going to some of her school performances. This relationship has gone way beyond my expectations. Now I'm her godmother and Luke's her godfather. So we got to go to her first communion at her Catholic church, and now, we're a part of the family, which I didn't expect, when I started mentoring her when she was so little. But now it's like, I just see a friendship that's gonna last.
It's a good thing just to be a kid and be like going out different places, having new experiences, learning from each other. There's so much you pick up as a kid. There's like just having a new set of eyes, a new perspective. You pick up so much more.
I feel like I've received a lot more from this relationship than I've given. She's about to graduate. She actually got into the top 4 colleges of her choice. I can see our relationship continuing on, a solid presence in her life, continuing to check in on her, support her in any way she needs, see her through the college years. Those can be rocky times. I'm just excited to see what she's gonna do and who she's gonna be and how I can be a part of that and support her in that.
I think my favorite part of that whole video is the fact that those first 6 months, Bianna didn't talk. She didn't say anything. And I remember when I did this interview with Rachel, you start second guessing yourself. It's like, gosh, am I touching this kid? Am I impacting them? Is it working? And so forth. And just think about that why in that road, okay? After 6 months, Rachel could have just said, nah, I'm out and so forth, but she stuck with it, okay? A lot of it because of her faith and so forth. And here we are, almost 10 years later, and Bianna is now graduated from high school. She's at St. Mary's. I talked to her mom a couple of times. She speaks pretty good English, but we mainly speak in Spanish and so forth. And she was telling me how Bianna, she was so frustrated because she had a 3.75. She goes, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, And here's the funny part, guys, okay? Those that know me know that I'm a pretty competitive person, and I really wanted to be able to have a conversation with Bianna and tell her story and so forth. And she is so busy. She goes to high school from 8 in the morning till 6 p.m. She's also part of the play at St. Mary's. She's applying for colleges. When I did this interview, she'd been accepted in 4 colleges, all right? When I talked to her mom a couple of days later, it's 6, all right? I'm imagining like Wheel of Fortune, she's gonna have like 24 colleges and she can just spin the wheel and decide where she wants to go. But it's just incredible how successful she has been. And a lot of that is not just because of Rachel, because of her mother, Bianca, our family, the community, and the faith too. I give thanks to God for bringing us together to make a difference in this kid's life and so forth. So I want to thank you guys again for being here. In the nonprofit world and in the business world, we've heard about all the struggles that people deal with. We all know restaurants that have closed. There's even some nonprofits. There's Family of Friends that have been around for 20 years, had over 100 matches, and they just shut their doors 30 days ago. Okay, just really, really sad. You guys have probably heard of Mercy Corporation. They had a huge presence here, and they're not here. And I'm not trying to put the Catholic guilt that I was raised on with you guys and so forth, but what I'm trying to say is that it's really important, and we cannot do this without you. We need your support. It takes a village, and we have some great goals, because if you watch a video on our website, you can fill the Moda Center 20 times with a number of kids in Oregon that have a need for a mentor and so forth. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We want to be able to impact more kids, and the money that we raise today makes a big, big difference in what we do. So I thank you again. I ask that you please, when you bid with your hearts. It makes a huge difference. And we're just here in Portland, so you're going to see the impact in what we do and so forth. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.